Greetings aviators and welcome to a bit of War Thunder action. This is one of my occasional forays into air battles, and this is from a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, and actually was squadded up with Billy and we were both playing our British planes. And this match actually turned out to be okay, although it had its fair share of derpitude as well, because as we all know, I'm not particularly good in planes. I'm actually going to take a moment to say I'm not planning to really spend time and effort on this game getting better at planes either, because I don't enjoy this game enough. And I'm well aware I'm not great at it, but I think I've reached a stage where it's like, well, I'm fine playing it just every once in a while, but I don't enjoy it enough to sit down and actually spend the time to get better at it. As a casual gamer, it's fine, but it's not. I don't find it fun enough to want to put in that amount of time. It's just not worth the time and the effort for me. So I'm probably never going to be particularly better than this, but I do still occasionally, even despite knowing that I'm not particularly good at it, I do occasionally still manage to have fun. And this was one of those times. So this is the Mark 5B Trop, the tropical Spitfire, which shoots out pineapples or something. And it's got some cannons, and it's actually the first Spitfire with cannons that I actually bought. But you will slightly later on see the Spitfire 2B, which also has cannons, and that was actually, this match was my maiden flight in the Spitfire 2B. You'll see exactly how it got to go. Anyway, I've managed to get a kill assist already. I'm on the tail of this Hurricane, and there we go, that's my first actual air kill. I will say Billy unsurprisingly does a lot better than I do, but I still think this was not a bad result for me in an arcade battle. And I do occasionally make forays into realistic as well. I've never done a sim battle. Like, I've tried the sim tutorials for taking off and landing and whatever, and it just does not go well. Anyway, I didn't mean to focus on that plane there. My push to talk button and the focus on target button, as it turned out, were exactly the same, because War Thunder has this really annoying habit of that's not a good plan, that's not a good plan. Oh, well, okay. 2 kills to 1 death, though, that's not bad. War Thunder has this really annoying habit of when a new micro patch comes out, because they tend to put out, in between the major patches, they put out a lot of little patches. It resets my controls, and I have to go through and set them all up again, and it's really irritating. Almost as annoying as the fact that every other time I log in, it says, your premium account has expired. Would you like to buy some more? No. Stop asking. I will punch you. Anyway, yes, Gaijin seem to be doing a very good job recently of annoying all of their player base. They're more die-hard, hardcore fans. More importantly, they're paying fans. That's not good when you're annoying your paying fans, because those are your customers, and those are what's keeping your game alive. Anyway, into the Beaufighter. This is the Beaufighter Mark 10. And the Spitfire 2B was one I actually bought specifically prior to this battle, because we were playing, I think, up to battle rating 3.7 or something like that. And I didn't have that many planes up at that battle rating. And then I realised I had the Spitfire 2B unlocked, but I hadn't actually bought it. So I went ahead and bought it, and that was, well, a bit of a waste of time, as it turned out, but you'll see. Anyway, I've picked up another air kill. The trusty Beaufighter with its cannons. Lots and lots of cannons. I quite like the Beaufighter. I mean, it is not, despite the name at all, in any way a fighter. But it's those... there's another kill. It's those big cannons. Like, I really need a big meaty cannon in order to overcome my general terribleness with planes. Although, like I said, in this battle, I feel like I did alright for me. So, I have secured another kill, and I was trying to get on the tail of that yak, but that is a bunch of smoke that's coming out right now, and this is a whole mess of enemy planes, and I'm down here at low altitude, and this is probably not where I want to be in a Beaufighter. And that's a thing on my tail, and there's bits falling off my plane. That's not good, and I'm on fire. And I'm no expert, but I think this is generally considered to be a bad thing when your tail falls off and you're just a flaming mass of wreckage plummeting to the earth. Yes. This is not my first attempt at recording this. I managed to say, what was it? Oh, I can't even remember. Beaufighter, that was it. Earlier on, when I was trying to record this earlier, I managed to say Beaufighter. And then I spent a good 5 minutes face palming about that, so well done me. So this is my other Beaufighter, the Mark 6, and this is going to be altogether less successful. I think I managed, what, 1-2 kills with the Beaufighter Mark 10? And this one I start off thinking, okay, there's targets to dive down on, just having a look around. Initially think that F4U, but he's a little bit far away, so... He's actually not that far away. I don't know why I decided to break off the F4U. Maybe it's that other Beaufighter caught my eye. It might be, because I wasn't that far off the F4U at all. And then I broke off, and oh, there's an I-15. I'm totally going to go for that. That's an easy target, right? I'm just going to... no, okay. I'm just going to casually fly past, because that was my plan all along, and anyone that says different clearly is lying. So that's some enemy fighters around, and that 110's heading away from me. That's fine. I might get some shots on him. I can get the cannons on. Oh, hello. Yeah, that'll be a P63. Yes, P63. Just reading the battle messages there. Yeah, those have very nasty cannons. That was one cannon shell, and my plane just exploded into a massive fiery ball of death. So, okay. So much for the second Beaufighter. Didn't even get a kill out of that. But I'm still ahead on the kill to death ratio. 5 kills to 3 deaths. And that alone is somewhat unusual for me. So I think I was... I don't know if I was really cocky at this point or whatever, but I was... by this point in the battle, I was saying to Billy, I'm actually having a really good battle for me. Billy, meanwhile, was just casually killing all the things. You can't see it in the replay, but I was hitting tab to check the scores every so often, and Billy, we were actually a pace for the first part of the battle in terms of the kills we were getting, and then there's another kill, quite nice. After a certain point, he just started to overtake me completely, because he's much better at this game than I am. But we were both having fun in this match, I think, and it's the I don't even know what this air mode's called, but with one kind of aerial capture point, and it's literally a matter of whichever team kills the other team, and at that point you've won. So there was plenty of action in this particular game mode as well. Although I do know one of the controversial things that Gaijin have done is they've been sticking for I think realistic and sim battles. I think it's for sim battles as well. They've been sticking them on arcade maps, and there are fun things like runways that you can't physically land on because they're too small, or you are both teams start in positions really close to each other, and it's like, well, okay, that was not well thought out. Anyway, diving on this SU, trying to get in on there's a bunch of planes down here. B-47's got a bunch of things on his tail. Not in any danger of killing anyone. Oh, and that was my air kill. That was quite nice. So this was worthwhile coming down here. I quite like the Typhoon. I actually have the one that comes after this, which has got, I think, 4 cannons on it. But I haven't actually bought it yet because it has a battle rating that is, I think it's 4 point something. Like, it's higher than any of the other British planes I've got. And that's actually going to be an air kill as well. I finally get that I-15. There we go. Set him on fire and he crashes into the ground. So even though I am only flying around with a bunch of machine guns, I'm still not doing too badly. So what's next? We've got the Dornier over there. Just having a quick look up and behind. Not sure where Billy is at this point. Oh, there he is. We were kind of like, there were a couple of points where he's coming down towards me. Yeah, that's not so good. Okay. I think maybe bailing out's a good idea, yeah. Maybe. Like, the first time I got into a head-on pass, it was like, okay, I'm in a head-on pass with this guy, I'm gonna just hope I got lucky. This time I was climbing to meet him and then realised far too late that he was coming down to meet me. And it did not go well. No, it did not. Anyway, so much for the Typhoon. Now, next up is actually, this is the one I was talking about. It's the Spitfire Mark II-B, and it's got pair of cannons. This was literally my first flight in this. The first time I'd taken it into a battle. I bought it just prior to starting this game with Billy because like I said, I needed another appropriate plane for the BR lineup. Otherwise, it was going to have to be a machine gun Spitfire or a Hurricane or something like that, which would have been struggling a bit, I think, in this matchup. But anyway. So there's PE3 down there with a BF-109 diving down on that group. So I think, okay, I'm going to go for this BF-109 who has managed to set a guy on fire. That's not good. There we go. Cannon sway. Oh, just getting his tail. No. Okay. Oh, it's a bit close. You're a bit close. Oh. Yeah, no, you totally meant to do that, right? Okay, well done. Yeah, no, that was just me throwing my plane away. That was terrible flying, and it was, yeah, I mean, I took down the enemy plane with me, but that was awful. That was really bad. Now, I wasn't kidding when I said there were some moments of prime derp. Yeah. Anyway, so I am now down to my last plane. This is a Spitfire 2A, and I've got a bunch of machine guns. Now you'll notice actually, well, I don't know if you have noticed in previous aircraft replays, because it's been a while since I've put up any of my own air battles, but some of the planes I didn't have Roger Roger on the wings, and that's because Gaijin basically locked that away behind an achievement, and I didn't have the achievement, which was, I think, buying like a rank 3 British aircraft or 2 rank 3 British aircraft or something like that. It was something to do with rank 3 British aircraft. And previously I'd been able to put on my planes, but after that point I hadn't, so I was stuck with planes that had it and planes that didn't. And oh, that's an HE-111. Let's see if we can catch him out. But finally I have it unlocked, and I have made sure that all my planes have it now. And oh, nice, there we go, I killed this pilot. That's another kill. 9 kills! This is actually going alright for me. This is very, very unusual. So there's a P-38G down there, an IL-2 over there. P-38G is a bit closer, so I'll dive down on him. Although, I mean, I got kind of lucky with, I don't know why the 111 was flying in that kind of attitude exactly. But it was such that I could just literally fire into his cockpit and score a pilot kill and very easily kill him that way. I wasn't having to hammer away at him over and over again with the 7mm machine guns. But I'm not going to be so lucky with the Lightning because, yeah, he was already on fire from somebody else. Someone else had done the major damage. But I did enough to get an assist on that, so 5 assists. That's not bad. So I'm climbing back up, and the enemy team are down to their last couple of planes at this point. Like, the most air modes, you can kind of tell from the ticket counter how it's going. Well, I say most, actually. That might not be true at all. I don't know the game modes for this game well enough. Like, they keep tweaking and adding new ones and whatever. But in this one, it's just the nature of this mode that you literally have to kill the entirety of the enemy team. So, looking at the ticket counter, you really can't tell who's winning. But we had killed all but the last couple of enemies, and that P-47 is coming right towards me. Well, I finally learned my lesson about getting into head-on fights with people, so I ducked under him and went into a turn. So, you know, that's some evidence of me learning from my failures, maybe, a bit, maybe, probably not. There's also a B-25 around, and the guy that was in the 110 might have had a plane left, but I don't think he did. Anyway, I might catch this P-47 on the upturn. He's got a bunch of planes on his tail though. I don't think that was me that set him on fire. No, it wasn't. And I have managed maybe a couple of hits, but I decided to break off the chase there because he's got a bunch of stuff on his tail already, and I'm going to go after this B-25 instead, who, again, a Spitfire on his tail, so he's only got, this other Spitfire's only got machine guns as well. I'm not, you know, I might have a chance of shooting this guy down, maybe. And he's broken off, so it looks like he ran out of, you know, he had his MGs on reload. Now, you might have seen another plane coming in just then, so I think that was the P-47 pilot's final plane. And I'm here just peppering this Mitchell, and I'm taking the odd hit or two. And it takes a moment for me to realise that actually it's not the Mitchell shooting at me, it's that final plane that's coming behind me. Having a little dodge around here. And what is that? A Ju-88. So actually it probably wasn't the P-47 pilot at all. It was some other player on the enemy team entirely. Anyway, I've dodged around him. He's got flames on his tail. I think he's just been shot down. And I'm doing some critical damage to this guy, so I've shot off his tail and his elevator control. His rudders, I guess. Not his entire tail, I don't think. But anyway, it might well be enough damage that I get the kill. And it is! So that's a double pentakill for anybody keeping track. That's a thing, right? Double pentakill. 6 assists, so that's not bad. And it's just the nature of this mode that once we've killed everybody, at that point the ticket counter runs down. So there's like an extra 30 seconds left, 25 seconds at this point. So that was actually alright. I'm aware that I derped horribly at times. Yeah, quite pleased with myself, I suppose. Not that I've any right to be. I mean, flying into that other plane with my brand new Spitfire Mark IIB, that was just facepalm worthy. That was some bad flying right there. But on the whole, this was one of the better matches I've had, and it's why I occasionally jump back into War Thunder to have a go, because if you can have matches like that once in a while, even if it's only once in a while, you know, that's fun. That's enough to keep me coming back to play it every couple of weeks, because I don't think I've actually played Aircraft since that. But as you can see, myself and Billy absolutely did by far the most on that team. And I don't know if it was just good matchmaking for us, or both our team and the enemy team were lackluster enough that it let us have a fairly free reign, but 25 kills between us, and he had 7 assists to my 6. Well, we were easily at the top of the team there, and that's not a frequent experience for me. Second place on a team in War Thunder, it usually means the rest of the team is dreadful and that something's gone dreadfully wrong. But in this case, it was that we seemed to both be playing quite well. So, yeah, it was a decent match for both me and Billy, and I think we both had fun there. So, yes, I'm probably not going to be getting dramatically better at War Thunder at any point, but you know why. I've laid out my stall, as it were, at this point. So you will see the occasional War Thunder video, but not that many of them, but especially not of planes. So if you enjoyed this War Thunder video, though, you can hit the like button, you can leave any comments below, you can subscribe to my channel, and as always, stay tuned for more.